Fortunatus Onuh. In this presentation, we're going to look at the Arochukwu people. The Arochukwu people of Igbo Land. The Arochukwu people were and still one of the well-known people in the whole of Igbo Land. In the history of Igbo Land, in fact, you cannot discuss the history of Igbo Land without mentioning the Arochukwu and the roles they played. The Arochukwu people had great influence in Igbo Land. Well, there was a limit to the influence they had. When I say influence, I'm not actually saying that they controlled the whole of Igbo Land. But the major area of influence they had were on the area of religion, before the coming of Christianity, and as well on the area of commerce or trading. The major influence that the Arochukwu had was based on the existence of a very influential oracle called the Ibini Ukpabi. The existence of the Ibini Ukpabi made the Arochukwu people very influential in Igbo Land. This was because the Ibini Ukpabi was looked upon as a very strong oracle, both by Igbos of other areas in Igbo Land, and also non-Igbos or people that are neighbors of Igbos, like the Ibibio and some other neighbors of Igbo people. Well, the influence of the Ibini Ukpabi was made possible by agents of the Ibini Ukpabi. And most of these agents were as well Arochukwu businessmen that resided actually outside Arochukwu land, or outside the area where Arochukwu land is situated. What these agents did was that when they meet people that have disputes, groups that have disputes, they encourage them to go to Ibini Ukpabi. Then when upon getting to Ibini Ukpabi, well, some level of settlement is conducted. Well, some historians have tried to bring in some, some descriptions about how this was conducted. Some made allegation on the fact that some of these agents got information about the cases and then related them to the priests of the oracle. Well, that is another form of debate, but that's not actually my major intention here. The influence of Ibini Ukpabi made the Arochukwu people very influential, and this brought about the misjudgment of the British on the cultural or the socio-cultural structure of Igbo Land. When the British were conquering the area that later became Nigeria, they wrongly analyzed Igbo Land to be under the control of the Arochukwu politically. And this made the British to target Arochukwu. Well, the Arochukwu people made use of a very important method in frustrating the British. They made use of diplomatic means. Instead of first looking for conflict with the British, they sought for discussion. And one thing they did was that they tried to delay the discussions. Instead of them, the British were looking for fast-track discussions, but the Arochukwu were busy delaying it. By so doing, frustrating the British. Now, in the discussion as well, they were as well secretly, negotiating or reaching out to other groups in Igbo land, other Igbo people, for them to know the dangers of the actions or the activities of the British. Well, the diplomatic method got to a point of a frustrating, or to the point that the British felt frustrated because the discussions and the talks took very long and nothing came out of it. When the British got fed up, they attacked Arochukwu. They attacked Arochukwu from 3 different areas: the Oguta area, the Akwete area, and some other areas. They were hoping, or they believed that by conquering Arochukwu, that other parts of Igbo land would be easily taken over. But that was to be a wrong move. Because within a very short time, they actually conquered Arochukwu. But other parts of Igbo land didn't just give up. Some brought in their resistance in their own way. For instance, there were some parts of Igbo land that also fought the British. Some of them were Owerri, the Udi people, the Owerri people, the Udu people, the Abakaleke people, Asaba people, and as well the Abo people. All these places picked up their guns and fought the British. Unfortunately, they were as well crushed or conquered by the British. But some other areas also used another method. Some used diplomacy to negotiate with the British, while some decided to sign agreement with the British. But the most notable among them was the Ekumeku movement, which was mainly, I think we discussed that in one of our recent videos. We discussed it extensively. So if you go through our content, you will see the Ekumeku movement. So the Ekumeku movement was mainly among the people of the Western Igbo land, where they used guerrilla tactics and high refined intelligence capacity to deal with the British. It got to a point that for years the British could not conquer the Ekumeku movement, until at the time the British were able to round up all their leaders. Now from 1898 to 1910, the British were busy fighting and having issues with the Ekumeku movement. Well, as we've rightly said before, the Africans or Nigerians did not just open their arms and welcome these colonial masters. They did all they could do within their power to make sure they show their disapproval for any attempt to take over their territory. Please subscribe to our channel and click on notification so that anytime we work on any content, you'll be one of the earliest people to be notified. Thanks for being part of our presentation today.